Earlier tonight, I talked to Alexis Medina, who lived through Hurricane Michael when that was a Category 5 hurricane hitting Panama City, Florida, back in October of 2018. Now, she lives now in Homosassa, Florida, and we're seeing a very similar scenario tonight playing out on the southwestern coast of Louisiana with Hurricane Laura. Thanks for joining us, Alexis. Let's go back to October of 2018. You lived in Panama City. You had this Category 4, and of course it turned into a 5 hurricane coming your way. You stayed. Tell us what you experienced when Michael went through.
So I was there until the night before Hurricane Michael actually hit. So I left Tuesday night, and it land fell Wednesday afternoon-ish.
Okay, so you did evacuate ahead of time. And that was
yes.
Probably a good thing, because when you went back home, what did you find?
I found just total disaster. Trees knocked down, houses taken away, roofs gone, damage in the street, trash and debris just was everywhere. It was unrecognizable, really hard to tell where you were or where you were going, where our home was, what street we were on. It was a complete disaster.
And the peak winds at Tyndall Air Force Base, not too far from where your home was around 160 miles per hour. So you had the wind and you also had storm surge. Now, did the storm surge get into your home at all?
It did not. It did get downtown. It ended about 2 blocks from where we lived. So fortunately, we didn't have any of the flooding, but most of our neighbors and all of the businesses that were downtown, they all had the storm surge.
Okay. And I'm sure you had a chance to see the conditions just to your east in Mexico Beach, where I guess the eye itself went on shore.
Right. Yeah, that was completely gone too. It was just, again, unrecognizable. It was really hard to tell what was what, where you were.
Well, fortunately, up here in the tri-state, we never have to deal with a direct hit, but having gone through that compared to, say, a tornado, I don't know if you've ever lived through a tornado, but obviously this is something you don't want to have to deal with again.
Absolutely not. Yes, I lived in Evansville, and I went through plenty of the tornadoes there, and it is different for sure, but any natural disaster is not one that anyone should have to go through. You know, you want to be prepared and be as safe as possible, but Hurricane Michael definitely topped all of the natural disasters that I've been through.
All right, Alexis Medina, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And unfortunately, a similar situation playing out on the coast of southwestern Louisiana and southeast Texas could rival Michael. We'll have to wait and see how it all plays out. Thank you very much for joining us, Alexis.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, Michael, back in October of 2018, and here we are less than 2 years later, and a very similar storm about to just pound southwestern portions of Louisiana.